Hi guys, Sanjay from Savoys. So we're back on our site in Buckinghamshire. This is a commercial to residential. We've got the shop downstairs and we've got 6-bed HMO above, which is now at snagging stage, which I'll show you a few snags as well as we go around. So this property itself is going to generate over £80,000. It's taken us, I believe, about 5 months to actually get it from start to finish, which is actually really good because it normally takes about 6. So yeah, so save on the bridging loan for 1 month. Don't let Carl hear that though. But look, when you go around properties, what I generally do is just to try and make sure the water's working. So I come in something like this, and normally what happens is you have a lot of air in the system because it's all fresh. So you may see this, do you see that? That's what I mean by that, air in the system. So you just let it out, you know, run the sinks, run the showers, let the air come out, make sure everything's working properly, which I'll do at a later stage, you'll be here for hours otherwise. But yeah, you just walk around, just have a look at those snaggings like this needs to be, obviously get some decorated cork in there, finish that off nicely, all minor stuff. As you can see, we have the intercom system here. This is really crucial. So years ago, someone actually asked me, they go, well, why do you put intercom systems? I'm like, listen, there's 6 of you staying in the property, yeah? Now, imagine yourself, so this is how myself and Malcolm look at projects. We imagine ourselves being the tenants and saying, which is why we finish it like this, because it's really nice. But imagine someone coming to the door and knocking on the door, right? And there's 6 of you in the house. You don't know if it's for you don't know if it's for the other person. No one bothers after, you know, a few weeks of you actually answering the door, you won't bother. Whereas here, someone wants to come and see you, they'll buzz you. They'll buzz your room, you pick the phone up, you can let them in, and you can speak to them, tell them to go away, whatever you want to do. But it becomes A to B rather than, you know, everybody else getting involved. So that's why we have that there. We have a desk here, as you guys probably seen previously, for people to put their laptop on, a TV on. You've got a TV socket there, which, you know, really used nowadays. It's everything's done wirelessly online. You can see the ensuite here. We always make sure we have ensuites, and you know, it's a really good spec, as you can see. We keep neutral colours. We do this anyway. This is our sort of colours, if you like. You make sure you've got caps up there for the smoke detector. You take that off. Just small things that we go around we're going to be doing today. We've got the fridge freezer here, as you can see. So everyone gets one of those, so no one fights over who had whose milk or anything like that. You put your signs up.
What's the difference between self-contained and non-self-contained?
Well, self-contained, this would be self-contained if I put a hob here. That's the only thing that would make this self-contained, because no one has to use the kitchen downstairs. But that's why it remains a HMO, because there is no hob here. You can see I think I showed you the last video, put a nice sort of touch with the radiators. Each room has its own fuse box up here, so you can have a look. If you come around here, Ronnie, you can have a look. So if anything trips in the house, if it trips right in this room, it'll trip just here. It'll isolate it to this room, so nobody else will get affected. So if you've got a dodgy kettle or whatever you put here, and it trips the room, it will trip the room, not the house, which is really, really important. Right, let's have a look. So obviously with HMO, they have their own sort of regulations, and one of them are fire signs. You've got to let people know where they're going to have to escape from. I don't know if we've got them in there at the moment, but normally they're probably going to come. You put fire blankets here, we have signs in the kitchen as well. But you can see this, because this 6-bed, we have 2 hobs and 2 sinks to cater for 6 people. Come in, don't be shy, Ronnie. Then we have, obviously, we put 2 washing machines with dryers in one, so wash dryer. And we do that just to help out the tenants, to make it easier for them. Rather than having one, we put 2 of everything really. 2 ovens, 2 hobs, 2 sinks. This is a good size actually, isn't it, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Decent size. We've got all the cupboards here so people can put their stuff in there. Well, actually that's not it. I'm trying to have a look at what we are here. These are the cupboards. I'm trying to see what's in here. So you can have a look, you got the boiler in there. It's got a mega flow tank. That's the electric stick. But yeah, so we've got enough storage here for these guys to put stuff in here. Normally one of these cupboards, you probably stick a broom or a mop in there as well. So tenants, we actually get cleaners coming around every sort of 10 days. To clean the communal areas in our properties, because we own them, we want to maintain them, make sure they're all right. On top of that, the cleaners tell us what's going on in the house, so they're like our spies. I can show you the room again, but it's the same sort of thing. I think, Ronnie, do you want to just have a quick? This one's actually quite cool, yeah, because whoever stays in here they're quite lucky because they've got access. They've got their own door, so this is like their own access. It's quite cool. So this should fetch me more money than the rest of it. So I'm quite happy with that. And again, the spec's the same. I mean, the spec is the spec. I don't want to bore you with that. As you can see, you know, these old fire doors, which is a must. You have to have fire doors. And you put the sides up, and I'm going to just show you one other room. This is a front high street. This has been there from before. Very rarely do I see that in there. This used to be a storage for the commercial before we converted it into residential. We try and keep these colours, as you can see. The reason that myself and Malcolm went for these colours is, number one, they're neutral. Number two, if you go for lighter colours like the whites, they get dirty, and I mean this gets dirty as well, but not as quick as white. And then you don't want to keep it too dark either, so we just sort of found something in the middle which balances it quite nicely. We use obviously the LED lighting now, which saves on the electricity. We still do the gas. It has got gas in this property, so everything is done obviously with gas, which makes it quicker to heat up. I don't really know about its electric system nowadays. I still use it, but I prefer gas, the old ways. I'm old school, that's what it is. Yep.
What's the best way to kind of...
No, go on, what's the question?
What's the best way to kind of repeat this process? Do you recommend building a large portfolio of HMOs? Is there headaches?
I'll answer your question with a question. What's not a headache in life? Tell me. You can work with somebody, you get a headache. This way you work for yourself. Is it a headache? It's only a headache if you don't do it right. I mean, the only headache I normally get is, well, there's a few. Number one is maintenance, so something goes wrong, which this is brand new, and I guarantee you something will go wrong in the next coming sort of month or two, because everything's brand new in here. So it's teething problems, right? So the builder will have to come back a couple of times. It happens all the time, so I'm used to that. And we've got a good set of teams, so he'll be back. It could be, like I said, I just showed you air in the system. It could be something small as that. Someone's radiator's not working. It could be they've plumbed the radiator. It could be they haven't tightened the bolt enough, so there could be a slight drip. It could be a number of things, which was dripping actually a couple of weeks ago. I told him about one of them. That's one headache. The other headache would be a tenant not paying you money. But that's the reason why we went to HMOs, because I was on the phone to a chap earlier actually. He asked me for some advice, similar to this question actually, Ronnie. I was just explaining, saying, look, you know, if you have a normal buy to let and a family, whoever's living there doesn't pay you rent, you've lost out all that rent, you're paying the mortgage yourself, you're paying everything yourself. When we get a mortgage on this place, which we've got now, and imagine a tenant doesn't pay, I've got 6 tenants, right? So if one doesn't pay, yeah, it hurts. But if the other 5 are paying, I've got enough money to pay off the mortgage and the bills in the house, because that's how we do it. We pay for everything. So it does hurt you, but not as much, which is why myself and Malcolm went into the HMO game. I would strongly recommend to get into the HMO game if you want to have income. It is hard work, but then you're making good money, so it's worth the work.
And what do you do to make sure the builders come back?
Do you know, for me, I don't do this with my builders because I have a good relationship with them and I've known them for years. The chap who done this, he started his HMO journey in 7. When I say that, I mean HMO building wise with us. So we've known him for over 20 years. But normally what I would do is I would hold back whatever, £5,000-10,000 or whatever. Say, look, I'm gonna just test it out, make sure everything's working, come and run the water, come and run everything. As long as there's no problems, then you pay them the last instalment, and builders should be happy with that. But look, just have good relationships. You don't want to put it on them either. So I say, I'm going to hold your money if you don't do this, because you're straight away going to create sort of a barrier and have bad relationship with that builder. So you just be careful how you do it. Personally, look, in the early days, I would come here right now and I'd be testing everything like a crazy man. I don't do it anymore because of the relationship we have, but if you're starting off, that's exactly what I'd be doing. I'd be testing everything, making sure everything's working, and then pay the builder, it's fine, and then move on to the next project.
Let's think of all at the same time.
Come on. Snagging.
What would you recommend, what kind of process would you recommend to find a good builder?
Oh God, mate, that is $1 million question, that is. You see, we use these strips as well. So these are done in normally commercial buildings. The reason to do that is wear and tear, so it just helps wear and tear. We used to put carpets. I'm going to come back to your question in a minute. We used to put carpets before, and then you just realise that you're spending thousands of pounds just replacing carpets because of the amount of wear and tear, people running up and down. It's going to cause. It's not worth it. So we use this. It's needed. It's over 2 stories, so have to have that in there. Just by the way, this was part of the commercial unit here, right? So I don't know if you know that. This was part of the commercial. This part we converted into residential, which is why it's commercial to residential. And then you've got a room here, you see? This was all part of the commercial before, so we ate up into the shop. And to be honest with you, it's affected the shop. I haven't forgot your question, don't worry, Ronnie. it's affected the shop rent by probably £1,000 or £2,000 a year, but the room's going to give me over £10,000. So this is why it makes sense to actually have a room here rather than give it to the commercial. So yeah, this is why we did it. How to find a good builder? Trial and error. It's probably the easiest answer I'm going to give you. The problem with builders is some are reliable, some are not. A builder's always going to say the other builder's done bad work. It's just building a relationship and trying somebody out and just seeing the work. Just maybe get recommendations. You can got this new website now, what's it, Check a Trade. I think go on there. Just maybe word of mouth, someone that's used them before, and just start your journey with somebody. As long as they're going to stick around, which is what you want. If they've been around for a number of years, the chances are they'll stick around with you. But yeah, just work with them. There's no point fighting and having arguments and this, that, and the other. Just if there's a problem, they'll fix it. So you just got to work with them. If they don't, however, then it's a different story. But yeah, we've now got three teams that we've been using for a number of years. And the best thing about it is we do project manage. We don't have to put that much of management, if you like, in there, because they know what we want. They know what kind of finish we want, etc., etc. So we come sort of, as opposed to going every week, we can go every sort of 2-3 weeks and just have a quick look at what's going on. If they're running on time. When they're asking you for money, just make sure that they are spending the money on the site, which my guys do, so it's fine. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
So check this out, right? We got a painter in the building, yeah. So me and Ronnie just turned up to this site and we got a punch. So by the way, we don't use keys. I'm not going to bore you because we do this all our videos. So as you know, we use punch locks. So Ronnie, we've turned up, innit, Ronnie? And I'm like, what the hell's happened? Someone broken in because it's the bloody window missing. the glass is out. I'm like, what is going on here? And next thing you know, the painter pops his head in. Hi guys, I'm here. It's just me. I took it out. I want to put it back in later. I'm like, what the hell? So that's his access. You saw him, Ronnie. He jumped out there, didn't he? It's like, what? So. Yeah, this is the commercial actually, Ronnie. You can show the commercial. You can jump in it if you want, Ronnie. But you can probably have a look from here, look. You can see the dodgy builder, look. The paint areas, look. Yeah, so this is already let. I don't know if you guys saw an earlier video, there was all graffiti here, which was part of a movie. I was like, did someone break into my property? What's going on here? Mark was like, nah, let's let someone in, just put graffiti on your wall. Like, cheers, mate. The builder charged me a couple £100 more, which I'll get from market, trust me. Because you have to put extra coats on that. But yeah, that's the commercial there. This is why we recommend commercials to residentials, because we put this up here in case it rains, so it helps out the tenants when they're here getting in. But yeah, this is why we recommend commercial to residential, because like I said, it affects the rent a little bit, not as much, but what you can get out of it is much more. So HMOs and commercial residential, that's what you need to do. And listen, this is key, so you make sure you listen to this. On the 20th of March, we're going back to Manchester. We've got 3 property investors who have got fantastic deals that are going to be presenting in Manchester. It's going to be hosted by Adriana, who's our business partner up north. It's going to be held at the only 5-star hotel that you want to be at, which is the Gotham Hotel. 20th of March, click link below, get yourself there.